Okay, are we ready? Let's do this. I'm gonna be the best version of me I can be for you right now.
Don't worry.
My apologies if I just am not. Okay, so the warm-up here, it says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. What do you need for slope-intercept form?
The slope
And the y-intercept, right? Okay, so to put something into slope-intercept form, start by finding the intercept, right? You need the m, you need the b. What is your b right now? What value? It's a -2. It's where it hits the y-axis. So your b is a -2. How do you find m? Rise over run. Now, I don't even know if I made this line up well. Let's see. If you pick, is it off?
No, on one of
The first one.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I would say these points fall perfectly. Okay, so you pick 2 points and you see where they fall, and you count your rise over your run. So what is your slope here? -3/4. So you always start from the left and go to the right. So 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. So your slope is -3/4. Okay, so this means we have y equals -3/4 x minus 2. Remember that? Okay. So you try to do it on this one. Put that into y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. What'd you get for b? Sure. What's your b? 3, right? Where it hits the y-axis. So your b is 3. What'd you get for m?
2.
Yes. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, right? So 2 over 1, or you can just call that 2, right? So then, excuse me, how do you put that into slope-intercept?
Y equals 2x
Plus 3. Okay. Okay, so that's just review, just making sure we're good on slope-intercept form. Today we're going to talk about a new form. We're going to talk about standard form. And this is what standard form looks like. I would say standard form is the one that shows up the least. Like if we're talking algebra in general, usually we're working in slope-intercept. Sometimes we're working in point slope. Rarely are we really working much with standard, but it does show up and it is good to know because it can be helpful in certain situations. So we're going to talk about standard today. Okay. So standard form AX plus BY equals C. So we still have an X and a Y like we always have. Your A, B, and C are just numbers that are going to hold those places. The C is your like standalone, your constant. And then you'll see how the A and B come in. I need a drink of water. Sorry. Distraction. Okay. So your x-intercept, talk to me about that. An x-intercept is hitting what? The x-axis, okay? So on an axis, this is always the x, this is always the y, right? So we're looking for where that line crosses the x-axis when it is an x-intercept, okay? We're looking for a y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis, okay? Here's what I want you to notice. If you look at this graph, you have a point here, so that's where it hits the x-axis, and you have a point here where it hits the y-axis. let's just look at this one right now. Can you name that point for me?
Positive 3.
Positive 3, comma, 0. Okay, so when you are finding an x-intercept, what is 0?
On
The y value, right? Your y is equal to 0 when you're finding an x-intercept, okay? Look at the other point now. This point up here, name that point for me. It's 0, positive 5, okay? What is your 0 value? Your x or your y? Your x. So here's what I need you to see. When it is a y-intercept, your x is 0. When it is an x-intercept, your y is 0. If you can remember that, then you can solve these no problem every single time, okay? I'm going to teach you a method for solving these that we call the cover-up method. The cover-up method really isn't like mathematically sound. I'm going to teach you the mathematics behind it, but then you can do this every time because of how the math works, okay? So here's what we do, okay? It's going to ask you, what are the x and y intercepts if we were to graph this? Now, you're not going to graph it, okay? We're just going to figure out if we were to graph it, what would those intercepts be? Here's what you do. If I'm looking for an x-intercept, we said our y value would be what? 0. So think about this. If I say 3x plus 4 times 0 equals 24, what's 4 times 0? 0. So really, we could just cover up that whole thing and write the equation as 3x equals 24. So if you write 3x equals 24, you'll get your x-intercept. Okay? Same thing goes the other way. If I plug in a 0 for x to find a y-intercept, then it's 3 times 0 plus 4y equals 24. What is 3 times 0? 0. So you can cover it up because it will always equal 0 if it's going to be an intercept. That means my equation for my y-intercept is going to be 4y equals 24. Okay? So the cover-up method, solving in standard form, says set the x equal to 0, set the y equal to 0, and then your equations will be what's left over. 3x equals 24, 4y equals 24, and then we solve them. So now if we solve this, divide by 3, that means my x-intercept is 8. Okay, so I would hit the x-axis, that's this one, right, the horizontal axis, at 8. What's your y-intercept going to be? 6. Divide by 4, and y will be 6. Sorry, that's kind of messy. Okay, you don't need to graph this right now. I'm going to graph it for you down here. Yep. Yeah. Okay. But I'm going to just freehand graph it. Don't do this right now. I just want you to see what I'm doing. If I have an x-intercept of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. A y-intercept of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those would be our 2 points, and then you could graph the line. Try to hit the points, though. Okay, so we'll do that eventually. Look at this second problem. It says, what are the x and y intercepts of the graph? 3x minus 5y equals 15. So rather than go through all of this work, okay, we're not going to do that again. What we're going to do is we're just going to set up 2 equations. What would my 2 equations be to find my x and y intercepts?
X equals 15.
Not x. 3x equals 15. What's the y-intercept equation going to be? Negative 5y equals 15. Okay, so now you solve both of those, and then you're done. Divide by 3, x equals 5. Divide by negative 5, and y equals negative 3. Okay, so when it asks you what are the x and y intercepts, Your x-intercept is 5. Your y-intercept is -3. Okay? Okay, here's what I want you to do. Take a couple minutes and try C and D and see what you get. Goofy numbers are okay. Like you could get a fraction. That's fine. But give those two a go. I got to check something real fast while you guys do that. Okay, so what did you get for C? X equals what?
X equals 20. Yeah, it might be 20. Wait.
Not 20. X equals 12.
Oh, yeah.
Y equals what?
Negative 10.
-10. Good. So the equations you should have set up are 5x equals 60. Right? So you divide by 5, and that comes out to 12. And then be careful with negatives, right? The -6y, that negative needs to stick with it. So -6y equals 60, and you divide by -6. So y is -10. Okay? What did you get on D? X equals 4. Y equals what? 1.5. Was that right? 12 over 8 would reduce to 4. Nope. 12 over 8 reduces to 3 over 2. It is 1.5. So you can write it like that, or you can write it like this. Either one is fine. But those would be your intercepts, okay? So if we solve that, it would be 3x equals 12. It would be 8y equals 12, and then you just divide. Okay, 12 over 8, you always want to reduce your fraction. So if you're at 12 over 8, either plug it into your calculator and get 1.5, that's fine, or reduce 12 over 8 to 3 over 2. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, so then if they ask you to graph it, you do that exact same thing, but now you plot it. So look at this equation, 2x plus 5y equals 20. Tell me the first equation you're going to solve. 2x equals, oh, I don't like this. Change this to a 10. Otherwise, we're going to go way off the graph. Sorry. Okay, so if that's 10, you're going to say 2x equals 10 for one equation. So divide by 2, and you get x equals 5. What's your other equation? 5y equals 10. Sorry, we changed it to 10. Divide by 5, so y equals 2. Okay, so when they say, what is the graph? For some reason, this one always throws people off. These are independent things. These are, my poor lights. These are intercepts, okay? So I want to know, where does that 5 fall and where does that 2 fall? Totally independent of each other. Don't move 5 to the right and then go 2 up. That's not right, okay? These are intercepts. So where is an x-intercept going to fall? On the x-axis. So we're going to go x equals 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Where is y equals 2 going to fall?
Up 2.
2 up from where?
5.
Not from the 5. It's a y-intercept, right? So we want it on the y-axis. But I'm telling you guys, this gets done wrong all the time. Make sure these are totally independent points, okay? Up 2 would put you there. So my graph then is just connecting those 2 points. These are not 2 separate lines right now. Don't draw a horizontal and a vertical. It is connect the 2 points that we have. The line goes through those 2 intercepts. Are you with me on that? Because that gets done wrong so much. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about for this first half of the lesson is horizontal versus vertical, okay? And there is this acronym, OIVUX. Have you heard that before?
No.
Okay. If you had, I don't know if, what are those? I don't know what that is. Miss Brannon, yeah. Mrs. Brannon does OIVUX. So here's how it works, okay? OI, right, today, but we're not thinking of it as today. This is a horizontal, has 0 slope, right? 0 as in that is a 0 slope. And then your equation is y equals. Okay, so this is your equation of the line. Vux is a vertical line. Has what kind of slope? Undefined. Okay, and that equation is x equals. So let me give you an example of each. If I give you this line, okay, that is a horizontal line. The slope of that line is what? 0. 0 slope. And if I were to write the equation of that line, I would say x equals or y equals? Y equals what value? Where do we hit the y-axis? 3. Okay, so that's what HOY is standing for. Okay, horizontal line has 0 slope and it is y equals. Vux is saying a vertical line. So if I draw this line in, okay, that line is vertical. The slope is what? Undefined. And you write the equation x equals some number.
-2.
So the equation here would be x equals -2. Okay, so VUX together, HOY together. It's just a little acronym to help you remember which one goes with which. Okay? What? Why is it y equals 0? Oh, like for the graph. We'll get there. Okay, so if you're going to graph an equation and it says x equals 3, you think, okay, oi, nope, vux. Yes, the x, right? This is x equals. Vux, it almost sounds like a bad word, huh? Is a vertical line. That should tell you right now, this is a vertical line when it is x equals, okay? So oi, horizontal is y equals. Vux, vertical is x equals. So a vertical line at 3 would be right here. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Okay, look at B. Y equals 3. So think oi, vux. Is this oi or is this vux? It's a y, right? Oi. So y equals is a, what kind of line? What does the H stand for? Horizontal, okay? So y equals 3 is a horizontal line at 3, where all the y values are 3. Now, knowing that, you get to y equals 0. This is what Brody was talking about. Where does y always equal 0? What type of line is it going to be?
In the middle.
On the line.
Is it oi or vux? It's oi, right? It has the y. Y equals is a, what's the H? Horizontal line. So this is a horizontal line at 0. What is that? It's the x-axis, right? This is your horizontal line at 0. Okay? You know what? I'm going to change this. So what would x equals 0 be? Change D to x equals 0 instead of x equals 4.
It would be like anywhere? It would be
Not anywhere.
up in Y.
It's vertical, right? Vux. So we know it's a vertical line at the y-axis. It's where the x value is 0. My x value is 0 right here. Okay, so if this is a 0 or this is a 0, right? If it's x equals 0 or y equals 0, your line is an axis. It's either the x-axis or the y-axis. It's actually the opposite axis of the letter they're using, right? X equals 0 is the y-axis. Y equals 0 is the x-axis. Okay, what's x equals -1 going to look like?
The one under the.
Not under. It's your x value. That's -1. To the left, okay? And it is a vertical, right? Vux. V-U-X. So vertical gives you x equals. What's y equals 1 going to be? One above, right? Yeah. Or y equals is a horizontal line, so 1 above. Questions on that?